We're joined by the ref for today's game, Talent Gandiwa. It's a big match. Take us through how do you prepare for such a big game?
Thanks, man. Thanks, Brian. So obviously, it only starts when you get the appointment, which is on Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, you know there are fixtures happening this weekend that you've got to prepare, obviously. But specifically for teams, then you only get to prepare when you know what team you're doing over the weekend. So you get that on a Monday or Tuesday evening on what team you're doing. So obviously, you start looking at how the teams play. That's the first preparation as a referee. You look at how St. George's play, how Peterhouse play. You look at their strengths. You look at their weaknesses. Where really do they have that impact, or where really do they capitalize when they want to score? So you want to protect their strength, and you also want to make sure that they're not infringing the law in terms of their weakness. So that's the first preparation about team profile, or I call it team profile analysis kind of a thing. That's the first start. Obviously, then you go through the week. Your training schedules obviously have to match what kind of game you're going to do. You have to intensify your training sessions, obviously maybe on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and relax a bit on a Friday. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell how you prepare for any game. Big game, I don't know what you guys call big, small game. It's a rugby game, so I use the same yardstick for rugby games.
You personally, do you have any rituals, or you do on game day, or certain playlists you play on game day?
Yeah, so I've got certain rituals I do on a game day. It's the time from the time I wake up, the kind of music I listen when I'm up at home. I do a little bit of activation in the morning at home, and I'm listening to. Don't judge me. I listen to Grijo music. I really love Grijo music. So I listen to Grijo music whilst I activate in the morning at home, and then still on my way here. Obviously, you have to see some other guys doing some games in the morning and help them a little bit. So I'm out of the house like a little bit early in the morning. But certain things that you eat, certain music that you listen to before the game. So to me, that's really like my ritual. Just listen to Grijo music. Yeah.
Thank you.
Felt great, but definitely a lot of things to work on. I think it's not easy playing Peterhouse. We're definitely a strong side. Looking at how we ended last year with our last game against Peterhouse, they definitely came with that grit to fight us. We also wanted to fight them. Definitely an intense game, and you know, definitely not easy playing on Weaver. Such a large crowd, such big numbers out here. So you know, it's quite an interesting game. A lot to work on, and a lot of things that we did great, like using our backlines to attack. So many great things that we did today.
Went through all the emotions there. Obviously, a very good start, a very good first half, and I think we lost our way most of that second half. We didn't control sort of that third quarter, but obviously finished strong. So yeah, huge credit to Peterhouse. I think this just shows how good a side they are, and yeah, we're very happy to have come up with the win. We just had our concentration a bit off, and just reminded them what we needed to do, how we needed to get back into it, just get the basics right. And then when we started doing that and we trusted our game, things started opening up again. But again, you don't get put under that much pressure if you're not playing against a good side. So huge credit to them. Yes, our boys obviously failed a little bit, but huge credit to Peterhouse for coming back like that, where any other team could have probably just let it die.
Very proud of the boys. They did fight to the end. I think just the defense, you know, we could fix a lot on our defense. But you know, when we get that defense right, we're going to be unstoppable.
First off, our own fault. We gave them the opportunities. We knew we couldn't. We made mistakes. They capitalized. That was it. Second half, we played all the rugby. We kept to the structure, and all of a sudden, there was 1 point in it. So yeah, I'm very proud of the boys to show the belief that they could come down from that score. They were, what was it, 30-12, to all of a sudden to 30-29. Yeah, very chuffed to the boys. Just got to sort out those little errors.
Hello rugby fans, welcome to the Rugby Wire, the home of Zimbabwe conversation. Today we covered week 1 of the schoolboy season. We're at Weaverfield, where St. George's College put up a good show in a very exciting match, beating the Peterhouse Kings 42-27. But to dissect that match, I'm joined by my fellow pundit, Tamiso and Giovanna. Tamiso and Giovanna, what do you think what went today on Weaver?
It was indeed an epic encounter. We witnessed rugby at its highest quality, schoolboy. St. George's definitely dominated the game significantly the first half. Peterhouse in the second half was showing signs of wanting to come back. And at some point, they were within 1 point of coming back, but they let themselves down. Unforced errors, discipline was lacking, and St. George's, of course, dominated. So we really witnessed an epic encounter that we can be proud of. I think Schoolboy Rugby won today.
Do you think that Peterhouse, as much as they had the most of the possession, they failed to utilize sometimes when they had possession in key areas, they failed to strike, but their opponents, George's, did better?
Yeah, St. George's definitely on the offensive were dominant. They had better structure in the set piece. They had better structure in terms of how they were playing through the backs. So it was dominated significantly by the basics. And I think Peterhouse have, at their own confession, admitted to getting the basics wrong. Knock-ons, forward passes, giving away the penalty, and not being able to take possession at the line-out. They've really let themselves down today at Peterhouse. But we saw moments of brilliance where we thought, you know what, this team perhaps just needs to come together. Just need to gel together and get it right. It will be exciting to see what they can do as the season progresses.
Then with St. George's, we saw their skipper, Ndoro, quite explosive, and Mazvita Stole, thoughts of them, their interplay and interchange, the way they interlink.
Oh, it's electric to watch. It's absolutely amazing to see how they've been able to gel from the inside center to the outside center, feeding it out to the speedy wings, fullback covering up for them. It's a beauty to watch. One just hopes that they can keep it together and keep offloading the ball to one another, not be greedy, pass it on. And of course, we can't not talk about them at the defensive line. Very good on the defense, very good on the offense. Such a beauty to watch.
And with St. George's, we also need to give credit to Peterhouse. As much as trailing at halftime, they were trailing 24-7, but they came back and probably outscored St. George's in the second half. But where can we also say that St. George's kind of like let Peterhouse creeping back into the game?
I think Peterhouse perhaps had an issue with their momentum. They took a long time to get into their rhythm. Once they got into their rhythm, one could tell that they're starting to gel. Perhaps some of their combinations are not yet quite right. Perhaps they haven't quite gotten to the point where they've played with each other enough for them to get it right. St. George's, of course, very tight on the defense. But the more and more you keep piercing at the defense, going through the gaps, they couldn't but yield. You're absolutely right, Brian, that Peterhouse dominated the second half. I think at some point the score was within 1 point. It was just an epic encounter between two giants of the game. That's all I can say.
And the atmosphere, week 1 of Schoolboy. We know Schoolboy is the heartbeat of Zimbabwe rugby.
It's always a pleasure to see the old boys, and now St. George's got old girls as well, coming out in their numbers, coming out with their families, friends, family, all the way from Marondera. Peterhouse people were here supporting Schoolboy Rugby. Like I said, Schoolboy Rugby wins. It's been an epic day. Beautiful to see. The crowd was packed. Everyone wearing their red, everyone wearing their blue. That's the spirit of the game.
Tamiswa, thanks for joining us on the Rugby Wire. Hopefully as the season progresses, we'll dissect more of these games and more of these exciting games from the Schoolboy scene.
Thank you, Brian Madam. Appreciate it.
This has been the Rugby Wire, and this has been week 1 of Schoolboy. I was joined by my pundit, Tamiswa Giovanna. We're going to have more of these going through to the season, week in, week out, where we dig deep and analyze what's happening in Schoolboy, and we take you through everything that happens in Schoolboy. It's been the Rugby Wire. I'm Brian Matamba.